E-I-O-U. Face exercises. Let's see. Close this window. Open this window. Hello. Hi. Salutations and greetings. My name is Margie, and I am a Hioka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I'm always feeling some kind of way. My thing is, I don't got my no earth in my chart. People are like, what? Anyway, Fragine, my earth angel, one of my earth angel, Fragine. When I was a little girl, I had a speech impediment. My speech was retarded, yo. By definition. My name is Margie. I'm a girl. Because at one point, because I hated having long hair, and they tried to brush my hair, but the tangles, my scalp was so sensitive, I'd freak out. So finally, they just gave me the bowl cut. So I look like Nicholas on 8 is Enough. And I talked funny. And so I was always stocky. And my brother and I look a lot alike. He's a couple years older than me, but we looked a lot alike, more so when we were younger. And on the phone, up until like his voice started, people thought we were the same, like twins. They thought we were twins a lot. So, like, what is it? The not look-alike ones, all obviously. Anyway, so people would ask me, "Are you a boy or a girl?" This is how they did it in the 70s, and I'd be like, "I'm a girl. My name's Margie." And I hate it. Because then people weren't paying attention to the words I said anymore. They were just making fun of how I said it. And then they'd be like, hey, that's funny, say it again. And then I'd say it again, because I thought they just didn't understand me. And then they'd be like, hey, so-and-so, come here, listen to this kid say this. Like, they can't talk right, And so when I was in, first grade? Project City Elementary, Project City, they put me in, they didn't have a speech class, they had a old blue bus. And the lady in the old blue bus, the speech lady, would come and you'd go and do the A-E-I-O-U. And I had to do I hate flashcards. I had to freaking do flashcards all the time and stuff, But But I didn't have the kind and loving environment that a lot of people, the nurturing kind that where kids like me could excel. I just did it because I didn't want to deal with the consequences of talking funny. That's why I tried so hard and I worked so hard. Even my dad he would yell at me. He'd be one time I was talking to my brother. We were in the back seat, we were talking, and my dad got so mad he erupted. And he was like, "What is wrong with you? Why can't you just raise your tongue to the roof of your mouth and say R, R, R?" Because he's just like, and he was like going off, and I was like, I better work harder in speech class so I don't piss Dad off anymore than I already do, And the funny part is when he was a kid, that fucker had a speech impediment. But he didn't get past his. As a matter of fact, my aunt goes by a different name because he couldn't pronounce her name correctly, so she just always went by a nickname. I just think that when people don't have strength within themselves, they hate seeing it in other people. They hate it. They hate people that have conviction and moxie. Got some balls, No, I'm not gonna do that. That's stupid. I don't know. Tomorrow's the opening of the Taos farmers market, and it's just like, I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. That's how I feel. I'm just kind of crabby today. I'm not getting a lot of sleep either. I'm not getting a lot of sleep, and I've been waking up at like 2:30 in the morning. And then I just start praying. Because I know other people up doing the prayer warriors, or because I know the freaking evil wicked are they're dedicated in their craft, so they're practicing. So I might as well join in to rebuke their freaking evil doings and tidings and whatnot. I got nothing else to do. I guess I could do it live in the middle of the night. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I will. So, and then I'm like, I got a crink in my neck, and see when I just can be so. What did I tell? Oh, I was like, Mom, I am a moody bitch. I am a moody bitch. Sometimes when I don't feel good, I don't have tolerance that I want to have, and that's when I'm supposed to have it the most. Not today, maybe tomorrow. So I think it's so weird, because every time I go out, I just feel like I'm on a different planet. Like I belong someplace else. I always have. It ain't no different, really. But now it's just like the older I get, the more ridiculous it gets. All these people are just do what they're told. It's just so hard to watch. When there's it's like, hey, now now that they're bombing people in impoverished countries again for no apparent reason, are they going to reduce the mandates there? Because what difference does it make? Isn't it about the biggest emergency needs attended to? People are going to start thinking America needs a bigger emergency to divert it from all this stuff. So I don't think it's looking good. I think it looks good for me, because I don't care. But for a lot of people that are used to things like creature comforts, that they ain't never struggled in life, that every time they turned the water on, it was there, and just always had food in the people that never had to skip meals and stuff like that. I think more and more people are going to get a little bit of a taste of what that's like. Lord knows there's so many people in this freaking country that can just live off themselves for a few weeks. And, maybe that's what this country needs to get back into freaking fitness and well-being. Because people don't use the discretion themselves. So oftentimes God does for us what we do not do for ourselves. So I did get cool stuff today. I got I should go get it. So this is how I was trying to decompress today, so it came at a perfect time. I got a really cool leather journal. I love these things. It's like somebody has bots in my brain and know what I like, and then they get it for me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I got this really cool, I was just doodling a little, I was sketching a little. Sketchy. I'm not done. I just started. But I got a couple sketchbooks, one for Mom, one for me. She keeps talking about how she wants to sketch the mountain, so I'm going to make her put her money where her mouth is and sketch the mountain, huh, Ma? I'll move the chair over here so you can look at it that way. But this is really cool. It has 12 colored metallic pencils, and then it has watercolor pencils too, and then it has sketchy, the pencil sets. And the smears. I don't know what this is for. I should know. Oh, I know what this is for the watercolors, okay. But this I don't know what it's for. I'll have to look. So, anything I draw, it'll be Native American art. Oh, whatever. Anyway, what else is going on? Today was the most people at Walmart without masks. But they all probably got jabbed. I mean, is it like, are they showing papers at the door kind of thing? Or are they just, is this another one of those things that they say, we're going to say this, but we'll leave it up to interpretation? Things left up to interpretation. I'm like, people can't leave things up to interpretation. I'll take things and run with it. You're not either, Jess? It's just, it's like, I go to sleep good at like 10. I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm ready to freaking recharge my batteries. And then 3 hours later, I'm like, bah! I did this a couple years ago. I was doing this. And then I was just staying up too, you know? But, God, man, it's just, I want it to pass. I want it to pass. But I'm just such a, I don't know. People don't really, because I'm freaking so obnoxious with it. I don't, whatever. But people don't ever, like, I don't know. It's just so stupid. I just feel like I'm on a different planet. Especially with all, like, the earthquakes and stuff that are happening like that, too. I mean, the earth events that happen, I'm like, who the fuck gives a shit about masks when like, these earth changes are going on? You know, California is expecting its big one, like, any second, like, more so than any other time in history since I've been alive. You know? I remember when 1989 happened, when that one in San Francisco happened. That was kind of a trip. Dude in Weaverville, not too far from us, he got smushed in the bridge. That was a trip. What else is... I don't even know what's going on in the world today. But I'm just trying to stay in the present moment. And someone was asking me about something about tomorrow, and I just said, let's deal with tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Because it's like I'm not wanting to commit at all to do anything. I really don't want to. And that just tells me, okay, Marge, that's that ego stuff. That's that ego stuff. And so that's when I'm supposed to go out and do stuff more. Sometimes I just don't want to. Because I have this, I was telling Mom, I was just like, you know, Mom, I learned a long time ago that I'm not going to put more energy into helping people than they are going to put in to help themselves. Because I had to go through it. Like, when I first got sober in 2002, the 10th of June, 2002, I had to walk across the golf course for like a year because I couldn't drive on base because I had gotten a DUI. You know? I mean, it's like I always had to do the things to get to the next step, the higher level. You know? And a lot of people just haven't had to do the work. They just haven't done the work. So we got a whole planet full of slackers, you know? And they're the ones in charge of things. I saw that they closed down that bridge. Where was that? Tennessee? Go look on my Snapmap page. Where I took a picture before in like 2016, 15, 16 of an underpass on Highway 75 south of Bellevue, Nebraska, down to the Platte, you know, where it was caved in. The bridge was caved in. And I was like, hey, and you know what? It was the railroad and the county. And they're like, you fix it. And the county, you fix it. And the railroad, and they just did this pushback. And then I think it's been fixed since. But that would have caused a lot of inconvenience, you know? It's like, these people pay themselves six figures to do these jobs. But then they go and freaking park their big shiny trucks with all the newest, latest gadgets and whatnot. And then they find a big shade tree and fucking stuff themselves with fucking food and then sleep it off the rest of the afternoon. And then go back into the yard and go, oh yeah, I did it. Looks good. Yeah. And freaking the whole infrastructure, no, everything's falling apart. The gas lines, I'm like, you know, I remember when I was in the Air Force, I had to look because I was the TODO and the hazardous waste, like, facilitator person. So I had to take care of all the, like, hazardous waste removal and stuff. And there was a gas pipe, a gas line that ran from Texas to Offutt Air Force Base, specifically for one small group. For one small group of people. And then it's just so much waste. So much misappropriation of funds. So much grossness. And now people are starting to figure out, oh my goodness. Oh my god. And they're starting to, now they're going to push this military conflict thing again. They already started. It's been 19 years. They do it every 19 years. There's some big thing. Yeah. Well, actually the big thing this last 19-year cycle was actually this whole hachoo, hachoo. You know? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I think I see reports of people freaking going around and, you know, marching in the streets and protesting for their civil liberties and things like that. And I don't know if these reports are true or not. I'm not there. And I don't know people that are at these places where I can ask them themselves. So Cloudy again, she reports on stuff like that too. Because I think she's in the UK. Or she's Scottish. I don't know. Literal trouble. See, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Jessica, because it's one of those times, like I was talking about it yesterday, about wanting to drink. Yeah, or was that? No, that was yesterday, about how I want to drink. And there's periods of times that I want to drink, that the cravings are really, really prominent. And when I want to drink like this, I want to go full Scorpio moon. I just want to get a bag of ice and some, like, Jameson or something. I like Jack Daniels, actually. I used to. I don't know. Whiskey. I'm a whiskey girl. If I'm going to freaking do it, I'll do it like that. But then I play the tape through and then I see where it takes me, and it's like my body already hurts, and it will feel better for a little while, you know, a few hours, 6 hours, 8, whatever. But then I'm gonna God willing, I'll wake up, because we're not even guaranteed waking up, you know. And then freaking the pain and the suffering. So I'm gonna make butter tomorrow. I think I'm gonna make butter tomorrow. Dutch Sense got banned again. Yeah. I'm surprised Zach hasn't gotten taken down again. But it hasn't been a Cody day. They're probably waiting. Yeah. Eat some sugar. If you got some, like, hard candy, suck on that. Or chew on that. I can't suck on sucky candy. I always end up chewing it up. You're not even... Oh, that sucks. I like food too. I made some, like, beef, like fallen off beef, and some onions and stuff like that today, and some potatoes. That's funny, Jameson's on your mind. Of course, Safe Freak Drive. Yeah, I've actually, you know, and that's why it sucked. But the guy that told me about the farmer's market that starts tomorrow, he said they're not going to have a lot of produce out there anyway this first week. So, but I might just go park and walk through. See, that's the thing, is if I had 1,000, then I could just live stream downtown. So if somebody is a dick, I could just freaking call them out right there and be like, you know... You know, I guess I could still record with my phone and then upload it. I don't like how it shows the screen and then the black on each side. I don't like that. I'm not going to do it because I just don't like that. So it was just a weird day. It was like hot, but it was they were spraying so much stuff in the sky, so of course the clouds came and then blocked out the sun, and then so now it's finally cooling down, and everybody's all happy and content. And then I woke up this morning. Luna only cried for a little while. That just might be her new thing because she knows that it freaking kills me, and I'll do whatever she wants. Just don't cry. Please just don't cry. So, but I guess it's the tourist season starting to open up here, you know. So I think I might. And there's like swap meets and other stuff like that going on too. But I kind of just like, if I know that everybody is going to be downtown doing stuff, I kind of want to go out to the creek where they showed me and just kind of hang out by the creek. That kind of sounds like way more fun to me. So maybe I'll do that for a little while. Take some pictures, see, because Mom doesn't like going out a lot. So I take a lot of pictures when I go out and then come home and give her a digital field trip. Yeah? She hasn't had ice cream yet today either, huh? So, I don't know, see, I always feel better when I do these little talks and because I was just wound up earlier and I was like, well, my neck hurts, and I'm not even going to really pick up the weights today. And then I ended up doing 3 sets. So, I did, you know, but even since I talked and just, you know, released my energy and decompressed, it's even taken the tension out of my neck, you know. So, I talked last week about a dude that was trying to sell tools online, and I gave him some cash for money, gas money to get down to Albuquerque because his car died here. He's back in town, so, and it's so funny because I meet people and it just verifies what I already know, and that is that people that are supposed to come across each other's paths are gonna come across each other's paths. They are. Like this guy, I think he's a little bit younger than me, and he started out in LA. He was born in LA, or he's from LA, and I was born in San Bernardino. And then he grew up in Truckee, and I grew up in Redding, which is a couple hours away, few out, but not too far, just mostly windy roads. And then he ended up in South Dakota. I was in Omaha. And then he came down here from South Dakota. And then I came here from Oregon. But it's like, I've met other people like that too. That they've been, I bet Key Jin, if we had a conversation, I bet we've been in like the same latitude and longitude. You know, because when you vibe, you know, we all are just a magnetic field. We're just all magnets. It's just our magnets, our chemistry. It all creates repulsion or attraction. All of it. All of it does. So, like, and it even disrupts frequency. Like, I'm one of those that go through a lot of light bulbs, watch stuff like that. Batteries. I break things. I find things breaking potential. But that's all right because things can go back together in a different kind of way. You know, better sometimes where it depends on the object. But, you know, I disrupt technology, like ATMs and stuff like that. Like, I can't rant text. Like, as much as I'll try to not sound like a grammatically retarded dumbass, you know, spell check, everything makes it possible that I'm not going to be clear, you know, to the person unless the message is supposed to be clear. It's just a trip. I've seen it my whole life and I've just accepted it. You know, I've accepted a lot of realities that a lot of people just don't accept, and I think a lot of them are starting to accept it now. You know, I call it the spiritual triage of what people are gonna freaking, you know, coming into, you know. And when the energies are especially potent like this, and people got a propensity to drink, best thing you can do is not do it. And I know how it feels. That's why I'm like, my cookies. But sometimes I had been like not doing those as much too, because I just have been dialing back, because I know that sometimes too much bliss, with energy like this, it can cause cognitive dissonance, because as soon as some bullshit comes in, then you just freaking, people are just losing it. And I am seeing a lot of news reports of freaking these perverts getting arrested all over the place, And it's just like it's only because everybody's talking about it, because if they really cared, they would have been doing it all along. It wouldn't have never allowed to have been it would never have allowed to grown to be such a big, huge, gross entity. But because so many people profited for it, a lot of people were joining it. Maybe not directly participating in the acts, but covering for their buddies, all that stuff. All that stuff. It's all bad karma, and we are definitely resolving a lot of karma right now in this day and age. That is for sure. I'm trying to not think too much about, like, the olden days, like all like the friends that I've had and like the good times that I had. What I'm trying to do right now is focus on either being present or focusing on making new friends and having new jokes and new laughter, So with all the I don't know, it's kind of hard to stay grounded when you got no earth in your chart. Huh there, Fragine. I see, because when I was on speech class, I'm hooked on phonics, because I got a real addictive personality too. So I speak and read phonetically. I'm a terrible speller. I hate how people correct me. I'm like, do you know what I'm trying to say? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, what the fuck difference does it make? If I'm conveying my thought, isn't that all that matters? That's why I hate freaking I used to watch Space Observers and stuff like that, And every now and again I'll check in old Ben, see what he's up to. But it's just like they have all these these papers, these people that go to pay all this money to be a part of these institutions where they can write these papers with their stupid freaking formats and and all they do is they take thoughts from other people and then make a conclusion like it's their own. It's just, there's all the other things I'd rather do than sit and read these, because I don't know, maybe because I believe in osmosis and stuff like that. And if there's things to be known and I'm supposed to know it based on my frequency and my magnetic personality, I'm just gonna kind of trip along, and somebody or something is gonna come along to be the teacher to me. I was recommended today a holistic doctor. I'm pretty excited about that. I'll check it out. He's a chiropractor and he uses a lot of herbs and stuff like that. How's that sound, Ma? And he uses his magnets, or not his magnets, I don't know, he has some kind of device he uses, and he can determine if where your imbalance and your vitamins and your nutrients are too. And that's what I'd really like to know. So anyway, what up? Yeah, people need people. That's one of the freaking hardest life lessons. That's why I'm doing videos now, because my whole life I'm like, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody or nothing. Even when I first got sober and my first sponsor and stuff like that, it was like, go do this and go do that, and I'd go do this and go do that, but I'm like, I'm not here to make friends. Well, this is what we do to do what we get what we got. Okay, well, I'll do that, but these people are not my crowd. And that was back when they were watching Jackass 2 and freaking guzzling milk and stuff like that. I'm like, nothing about that. It's fun to me. I do like hanging out in coffee shops and drinking coffee and telling stories and eating fries with ranch dressing, though. So, yeah, it's hard but it's so hard to find the people, the right people, you know, the right people. The people that, you know, the balance is maintained in me knowing them, you know. Sometimes I do too much. I do too much. And then I get resentful because then my ego, you know. I learn. I'm trying to live without it as much, but it ain't ever going to go away all the way. If it did, I'd stop doing these videos. So, God, it's like a haziness out there. Look at that, Ma. Isn't that weird? It's like, it's trippy, man. It ain't raining, though, or nothing. Blue. How are you today, Mom? But that's pretty, Mom. Come look at that. Yeah. Come stand over here in front of the box. As there's freaking planes just streaking. You can see it, though? See the cloud? Yeah, I can see the cloud. I got some cool ones yesterday that had like rainbow colors around them and stuff like that. Around them? Oh, that should be pretty. Jessica, one day I will get you somehow a Marge cookie. I was looking at those, what do you call it? Yeah, it looks like the mountain's fading away. Good point, Ma. The Levo 2, they infuse like all kinds of stuff, like coconut oil and olive oil and stuff like that. You infuse it with the wacky flower. So what does that do? It makes medicine out of coconut oil and. Oh, natural? Yeah, yeah. I was really disappointed because the other dispensary flower shop, they closed here. Now there's only one in this town. But the one, they had like 13% CBD. And that was the highest. I think the highest I saw in Oregon was 12. So, and then they went out of business. I was sad because that is what is really good. Because I have a pretty high tolerance. I mean, usually in the afternoon I eat 2. One about 4, and then another one about 5. And then I fall asleep pretty good about 10. But other people that eat them, they're like, what? People eat them just to go to sleep. And I'm like, you don't even get to experience it. I guess you get to experience sleep, but I just have always had a real high tolerance. Like, that's why I don't drink, because I drink 12-pack of beer a day. You did? Yeah, for a long time. I did. It just makes everything. I thought it made everything suck less. But it didn't really. FedEx is next door, I bet. They always bring shit. I even put freaking numbers on both gates on the trailer, and they still can't get shit to me. Fucking. But these are the people with jobs, right? And I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job in Oregon for nothing. But it doesn't matter. It's all about who you know. It doesn't matter what your resume is. Everything is contingent on who you know or who you're related to. So if you're freaking ain't related to nobody important or don't know anybody important, you're not going to have is... You're pretty much out of luck. Mom said, yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I became overly independent just because I got tired of asking people to help me to do stuff. And then they'd say no, so I just became over independent and just learned how to do all this shit for myself. So, it's turning out okay.